global growth is stabilizing and should be resuming later this year with a global growth rate of 3.75%, which is much lower than the global growth rate of above 4% before the crisis took place, according to former Chief Economist at the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Kenneth Rogoff. Rogoff, who is now an economics professor at Harvard, says that the US and Europe would probably see lower growth rates, adding that growth will likely be soft, which puts the economy in a vulnerable state for another downturn, and that a V-shaped recovery may not happen.
The recessions associated with financial crises are different. The recoveries are slower. They take longer for a number of reasons. So, I think this isn't going to be like 2001 where you go down and go up really fast. It's going to be something much slower.
Speaking to reporters just before delivering his speech at the seminar on the global economy in the aftermath of financial crisis in Kuala Lumpur today, Rogoff says that the worst is over, but global markets may not see a strong recovery ahead. He says that most Asian markets depend on export from the US consumer, and since unemployment is rising to double digits in the US, it is not reasonable to expect US demand to revert to pre-crisis form, as US consumption would take a long time to recover, and that the flexibility to find another export destination is important.
I think what we're going to see ahead is those Asian countries that prove more flexible in finding other destinations for their exports, in reorienting their economies in the face of this huge shift away from the U.S. consumer, are going to do better. So, certainly if your trend growth is very high, you're in a much better position to absorb a slowdown.
He adds that Malaysia will do well because of its strong financial sector and having a diversified economy as well as significant natural resources, which is extremely helpful in times of volatility.